Hi everybody. Today I thought I'd give you a quick meet and greet with all of our herd. We have a total of 9 Nigerian dwarf goats, and I thought as people tuned into our channel and saw them more often, they might like to make a little bit better reference to who I'm talking about, as I'm talking about certain goats in videos, and you're seeing them and hopefully getting to know them and love on them as much as we do. So I think what I'll do is I'll start with the matriarchs of our herd, and that is over here, Jupiter. She's eating a little hay. Hey, Jupy, can you say hi? Can you say hi? Maybe I'll get a better shot of her for you in a second, but that's Jupiter. And then also her sister here is Juno. Hi, Juno, can you say hi? Here we go. Yeah, these guys were born sisters, and we got them from a farm in Ohio, and we brought them home, I want to say now, 5 or 6 years ago. I don't know the exact date offhand, but I'd have to look it up. They are great goats. They were so cute when they were little, and we were so excited to get them. We had gotten our barn prepared and ready for them to come home, and we couldn't wait till we had them here and could start loving on them. Jupiter and Juno have both, since we've had them, kidded for us. Jupiter over here has kidded twice for us and gave birth to triplets both times. Didn't you, Jupy? Yeah, you gave birth to triplets. Yeah, and they went to all good homes. And then this is Juno, and Juno has kidded for us once. We've decided not to breed her at this point again, just because the first pregnancy was kind of rough on her in the winter. So we've just been a little hesitant. Plus, we also kept 3 of Juno's kids. And so we're just trying to kind of make it a little fair. If we ever decide to keep any more, that we would keep potentially some of Jupiter's kids in the future. And possibly over there, let's see, who else? Possibly some of Izzy's kids in the future if we ever breed her again. If you can see, Izzy's out there making a lot of noise, so I do apologize for that. But Izzy is in heat this morning, and she's very vocal when she's in heat. Aren't you, girl? Yes, you're very vocal when you're in heat. So if you hear any strange noises, that's who it's coming from. So back to Juno. Juno here gave birth to triplets when she kidded, and her 3 kids are with us. This is Nell right here next to her, walking up to her. We did receive, actually Nell was born the runt of the litter. Weren't you, honey? Yeah, you were born the runt. And just about, I would say maybe 2 weeks ago, we got a little bit of bad news regarding Nell. We found out that she may, at her young age, have arthritis in her front left leg. And so if you ever see her walking around here and you see her holding up her leg, she is currently being treated for potentially arthritis. We have her on some medication right now. Unfortunately, even when she walks, you can hear her joint kind of make up like a slight popping noise, or even at times like a grinding noise. But the doctor came out and did a house call for us. Didn't think anything was broken or seemed to be injured, but we are thinking it's potentially a case of arthritis. Good news is he did say she can live a very long, good life with arthritis, so that made me happy. Huh, baby? Yes. And she's very docile. She's very loving. Other than her leg hurting her, she's in really good health. She eats, she plays, she gets along with everybody, don't you, baby? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. But she's a good girl. You're a very good girl. So I'm also hoping that as the weather starts to warm up, hopefully those warmer temperatures will help her leg to feel a little better versus the cold weather that we were having, sweetheart. Huh. And then the next kid of Juno's is right here. This is Splash. Splash is a weathered male. And for those of you who haven't heard the word weathered, it basically just means that we've removed his testicles so he can no longer breed. Trust me, he still tries, keeps the girls in line, but he isn't able to make any babies anymore. But you're a sweet boy too, aren't you? Yes, you're very lovable. He is such a mama's boy. He is, you'll see him on future videos, snuggling with his mom, loving on his mom, and he's super sweet with me as well. Very affectionate. And yeah, you're just a pretty boy, aren't you? You're beautiful. I love his blue eyes. He has beautiful blue eyes. If you can see, he's not looking at me right now. Can you look at the camera and show him your blue eyes? Yeah, you got pretty blue eyes. Yeah. I actually was a little sad to have to castrate him, only because I thought he was so pretty and I thought he'd make beautiful babies. But at the time, we didn't have any infrastructure set up to where we could separate the goats comfortably without him being able to breed them. And for those of you who don't know, Nigerian dwarf goats come into heat once a month. And so having as many girls as we did, we would have had pregnancies constantly had we not done that. But I'm just glad that he's able to be part of the herd now. And he actually has become the head honcho of our herd now, the alpha. Initially, Jupiter was the head honcho of the herd, weren't you, Jupe? But since then, since he's come along, he has taken dominance of that position and has become the alpha of the herd. Now, Juno's third baby, this is Nova, eating out of the hay feeder, aren't you, Nova? Yeah, this is Nova, and Nova holds a very special place in our heart. Yes, baby, don't you? You hold a special place in our heart. Nova was actually rejected by Juno, I would say pretty within 3 to 4 days after her being born. And what we came to find out, what we believe it was, is she was born with some pretty sharp, large teeth when she was born. And because of that, I think she was hurting her mom when she was nursing. And so Juno just wouldn't let her nurse. And so we ended up taking her into our house and bottle feeding her at the time. And she actually ended up severely bonding with our miniature Australian Shepherd, Flynn. And Flynn and her became inseparable. They loved on each other all the time. They played around the house together. It was a fun experience. I'm kind of glad that experience though did end, because I had to unplug all my lamps at the time and could have nothing plugged in because she just wanted to go around and chew on everything. So for her safety, everything had to be unplugged, and I had to have hawk eyes on her all the time. So it was a fun experience, but it was a little exhausting as well. And so when she was big enough to be safe, we reintroduced her to the herd, and since then, she has given birth. Yes, last year in 2025, in the early spring, she gave birth to she gave birth to 3 kids. I'm sorry. One we actually ended up selling to a local farm here in Oak Harbor, and the other 2 ended up staying with us. This is Sterling, and this is Luna. Can you say hi, Luna? And Sterling is super affectionate. He paws at me all the time for pets, don't you, baby? Yes, you do. You paw at me all the time for pets. And Luna's just as sweet as well. Yes, don't knock me over. Don't knock me over. You're super sweet, both of you, and they always want attention. And we ended up keeping them on, we really wanted to keep them because Nova had been, because she was in the house with us at a young age, she kind of, I wouldn't say was ostracized by the herd, but she definitely was, always stood alone and didn't really bond well with the other goats initially. And so we wanted to make sure that she wasn't lonely. And so we knew that when she had babies, we were definitely going to keep 1, potentially 2 of her babies, so she could have more fun each day. Switch over. Thank you. It's stuck in there. All right, Jupe, you're gonna have to move, baby. Jupe, you're gonna have to go out. Joopy, you're gonna have to go out, baby. I gotta get in. Okay, excuse me. Okay, then we'll come to Iris. Iris is my beautiful unicorn. Aren't you, Iris? You're my beautiful unicorn goat. Yes, you are. So Iris and Izzy, who you heard who's the one in heat, they came home together. We actually got Iris and Izzy from the same breeder that we got Jupiter and Juno from. And Iris is super sweet. She's also very affectionate. We did breed Iris at one point, and she gave birth to 2 beautiful babies who went to a very loving home. They stayed together as sisters and were adopted by a family, probably, I don't know, I'd say roughly 30 miles from us, maybe 25 miles from us. And they're being treated wonderful. So I'm glad that they got adopted to that family. But Iris was such a good mom that she became very, very protective of her babies. And with these horns, that kind of became a little bit of a struggle here, only because she just became very protective of them and didn't want any of the other goats to get around her babies. She was never aggressive to any humans, but when it came to the other herd members, she just didn't want anyone getting close to her babies. And so it became pretty apparent that we were going to have to let those leave the herd. But they are doing well. And Iris, actually, I did milk her. I attempted to milk her after the babies were born, but she unfortunately just didn't do very well on the stand at all. She really did not cooperate on the stand, honestly. I wish I could have had some video of that, because she literally would just lay on the stand and I would have to try to pick her up and she would just put all of her weight down. There were times where I could get her up and get some milk out of her, but it just became such a struggle that I eventually had to throw the towel in and say, I don't want to traumatize her, but I also didn't want to get hurt on the stand either. So if we ever decide to breed her again, it will not be for milking purposes. It'll be strictly just to sell her babies. But she's a great mom, and I don't know if I'm going to breed her again, just because I don't know if that domineering factor will come back out. All right, Izzy, Miss Vocal. So Izzy's looking for a man right now. But this is Izzy. Izzy came home with Iris. Oh yes, I know. Izzy came home with Iris. Right now she's probably let me pet her. Usually she's probably the most skittish of our herd, but when she's in heat, she's definitely not as skittish. But when I have bred her, and she's done very well on the stand for me, and doesn't fight me on the stand or anything. She does good. But she's been bred twice as well, and each time we were able to sell her babies to loving families. And all of our kids actually have gone fairly local. We've sold, well, we did sell one baby that wasn't quite as local, but I would say all within about an hour's drive of us. They've all gone pretty local. But Izzy is sweet, but she is definitely the most skittish of the herd. And is she is definitely probably one of the most, not to say the most vocal, but probably one of the most vocal and the most funny sounding when she's in heat. She sounds like a human when she's in heat. Look at this love story. See, Nell's loving on her mom. It is, I think a lot of people who don't have goats or haven't been around goats, you'd be very surprised to see that as the babies age, they really do stay bonded to their parents, and they hang out in their little own families. And even though they're one big herd, they definitely still have affection for their moms and spend a lot of time nuzzling with them and cuddling with them. And don't you? Yes. Love your mommy? Love your mommy? Yeah, you do. I know you love her. They're enjoying the sunshine right now. Well, thanks everybody for coming along on a quick meet and greet with our herd, and also to watch me do a quick spring cleaning or pre-spring cleaning of the barn. And if you're new to our channel, be sure to check out our other videos. And I will leave it at that, I guess, and can't wait to see you on the next one. And have a blessed day and enjoy the warmer weather. Bye-bye now.